I just do it every once in a while. It's all good. I have balance. Yeah, it's not bad if you do it every once in a while. How many times have you heard this? Is raping someone good if you do it just once in a while? Is murdering someone good if you just do it? I only do it every once in a while. Why do it at all?
I used to be a cannabis influencer, an activist, and I participated in Cannabis Cup, grew my own crop, worked on plenty of farms. I am thankful for this herb.
I am thankful for you for clicking on this video because it means that you're open to hear what I gotta say, even if it's my personal truth or a universal truth or facts. The truth is not easy to listen to. So I am thankful for you. I'm giving all my gratitude and thanks that possibly you want to make a life upgrade, you want to change in some way, or take a break from smoking marijuana, or maybe letting it go altogether. I do have a disclaimer, and that is, this is not true for every smoker. I know that there are very productive people out in this world smoking marijuana and still have a beautiful connection to God and, you know, have rituals where they pray over the herbs. I do see marijuana as super beneficial for people's health when you consume it in a certain way. I feel it has helped many people with mental illness and seizures and cancer and even motivation. But I do see some negative aspects in it with my life, and this is a video that's hard to make, but I feel very confident talking about it because I have a lot of experience with cannabis. I feel I'm going to share with you my past and my spiritual awakening that made me quit overnight. And again, this does not apply to every person that smokes weed. I have nothing against marijuana. I just notice that it has had some negative aspects on me and my life and my mental clarity. And I made a huge list. I will be reading off of some notes. These are all the benefits if you quit smoking marijuana. This may also work for if you're trying to quit alcohol or cigarettes. I'll make a separate video on alcohol. But yeah, I feel Mother MaryJane is super seductive and it's very calming and relaxing. I enjoy smoking a little bit in the past. Not abusing it, but I did abuse it, and I feel like with most drugs, I can't do them because I'll just end up abusing it or wanting to do it again the next day or wanting to get more, and it takes me out of my practice knowing that I can go without it. So therefore, I feel, you know, don't be a slave. This is to everything. Don't take your freedom and your power away. Don't be a slave to a habit, all right? And I used to smoke weed, and it was a habit. And my experience with it has been such a ride. Very few can consume marijuana and not let it consume them. It's in their thoughts, and they're wondering how they can get it again. And it's different than nicotine, you know. This has been proven to really help people. So it's hard to, you know, see how it's affecting our lives maybe in a negative way. But very few people can have alcohol or drugs of any sort and not be a slave to it and not abuse it. So first I'm going to talk about my past. I started smoking marijuana when I was 14 years old. At a cockcane ski resort. We hiked in the woods and we smoked out of a pop can with Fruity Pebble weed apparently, and I was so paranoid that my parents were gonna find out, so I took a shower as soon as I got home it was a very fun experience. I had people around me that smoked it, so they got me to smoke it as well. Ultimately, it's my choice for sure. And then from there on, I started smoking every single day for plenty of years. So I started at 14 years old and didn't stop smoking until I was 22 years old. So I'm talking about I was driving to high school and smoking a bowl while I was driving to school, and I would enter my high school high, and it would usually wear off around art class. But I spent every day of my life stoned, and this probably affected my brain because my brain, the frontal cortex, is still developing before you're 21 years old, so this can cause possibly some later issues. And I definitely was known to have a hard time taking tests, and I was those kids that needed extra time, and I don't know if I want to blame it on marijuana, but maybe that affected my learning skills. But also what affected my learning skills was not even being interested in learning what public school had to teach me. So again, I'm not blaming this on marijuana, but that's my past. And also my past is I noticed, and it didn't take until I had this spiritual awakening, is I noticed that every time I'd feel angry, upset, someone would say something that triggered me, or I was scared, nervous, anxious, I would smoke weed and it would go away, and I'd be happy again. I'd be at peace. I'd like learn how to stop and breathe, and all of a sudden I smoked and got high, and I would start stretching my body a certain way, or make art, or smoking marijuana would be a tool to help me go and do something else that eased the stress. But little did I know back then is I don't need it at all to get inspired, to relax. I don't need it at all to chill and feel loved. So, with that said, it was an escape mechanism for me. And it worked well. It worked wonders. Marijuana is good if you want to relax, but that is not the only way. And if you want to transcend this, then there's so many other ways that are so much better. So now I'm going to go to my awakening. In Joshua Tree at 22 years old, I went to this meditation retreat, also known as Shakti Fest. It's a yoga festival where you're totally sober. Well, at least I was. There's no drugs, alcohol. It's not like your typical festival. There's people meditating. There's breath work going on. There's dancing, kirtan. So this was like a whole new world for me. And I have always known there's something more. There's something more. And there is. And that is pranayama. All right. Breath work has changed my life. And there's a science to it that enriches your body with so much oxygen and love. And that's when I felt God for the first time in my life, honestly. Like the essence of God flowing through my body. So, in Joshua Tree, at this festival, I was in a room, and there was probably over 100 people, and there was 4 angels around me. So these were actual people, all dressed in white, and they were called guardians because they helped people, because sometimes when you do breath work and you have out-of-body experiences totally sober, or you don't intentionally take something to trip out or levitate, like, it's crazy. You can be totally sober and experience amazing things that are way better than the high that marijuana gives you, that are way better than my experiences from any sort of drug that I've taken, and it comes from all within. So to me, that's very inspiring when you can tap in to being high from totally within, and you don't need drugs to feel relaxed and good. Well, anyways, I was doing this breath work for about an hour, or maybe under an hour, and I lost my body. I felt like I was way more than my body. I felt my spirit, this godly essence rush through my body, all this prana, this life force energy. I was laying down in Shavasana, which is laying on your back in corpse pose, and I was sticking to the breath, being aware of my inhale and exhale, taking deeper breaths than I normally would. And, you know, from the toes, up my legs, everywhere to the tip of my head, I just felt vibration, pulsing energy, tingly sensations. And I'm like, whoa, this is the best drug ever. The best drug. Drugs, to me, are anything that alters your state of consciousness. And my state of awareness was just out there. And I was high for hours after. I looked at life so differently. I was like, what? So that made me think, like, wow, I did that with my lungs. My lungs allowed me to tap into this divine energy, and feeling those tingly sensations in my body, it made my mind think thoughts of, wow, I can never be lonely. I feel so loved. I feel so inspired, so active, so naturally sociable, and in tune with myself and my power, my breath. Just everything got heightened. I went outside and the trees were way more green than they were when I came in. And everything was just, I felt like I could feel people's energy. I just felt like everything was amplified. And sometimes that's how you feel when you smoke marijuana. But this is like way better because it's all natural, and marijuana is all natural too, but I don't have to damage my lungs in order to get high. And something that stuck to me was that my lungs are my pathway to the divine, to the divinity within me, and it can flow freely through me so I can make clear decision making, so I can feel loved and supported through this whole life and feel so at peace. This is the greatest high that I've ever felt, was from breath work, honestly. And you can do it while walking, running, making love, any sort of way. You can always tap into your breath, and it's totally free, and we're born with it. It just takes being aware and being in the present moment. So yeah, dedicating myself to that breath work, paying attention to the directions from the guide, it has changed my life, breath work. My lungs are my connection to God. Why would I want to damage my lungs or make it harder to breathe by putting smoke into my lungs? And then I was thinking, I don't think smoke is meant to be in my lungs. And from then I quit cold turkey. I didn't go to the weed again after that experience with the breath work. And then I started studying more about breath work and teaching other people about it, and it's such a beautiful thing. I want to keep studying about this. But anyways, before this video gets too long, I'm going to share with you the pros of quitting smoking marijuana. And if you feel called to get a notebook out and write down what resonates with you, if you want to try to quit smoking something like, I don't know, this could be smoking or drinking, anything you kind of want to let go that involves this, write it down and then look back at your list and know your reasons why, if you're ever tempted to go back to it. This is a trick that I do. So number 1, breathing clean and deeply. So whenever I run and play and jog, I'm more in tune with my breath, and my breath is clear. Even if you take like 5 days break off of smoking, you will feel the difference. And it is truly a gift, this life and this breath. And your lungs actually have little micro pores on them. So if you're smoking, it does create a resin and a tar within your body when the flame hits. And then it goes into your lungs, and then those little pores get blocked, and then it makes it harder to breathe. So over time, it could really affect you, even though you feel super healthy. I was that stoner that could get anything done. I could have a conversation with you. I didn't feel shy. I could go run on a treadmill after smoking a huge blunt. I was a big smoker, taking bong rips, but I had to keep smoking in order to feel inspired. I would keep doing it. Go see a friend. Okay, smoke first. Go on a run, smoke first. Like, I had to do that first. And anyways, next one is increase in oxygen intake. And it gave me a dramatic increase in energy. So I thought weed gave me energy. I thought weed reminded me to take a deep breath because you're taking a bong rip. You take a... And I think part of the reason why people like smoking weed is because you take a deep breath when you inhale, and I feel like our godly essence within is like craving to connect with ourself, our divinity, through taking deep breaths. And I feel like breath work is a way that you can truly connect with God and the goddess, the God within you. So yeah, that's a great benefit. Increase short-term memory and more focus. I definitely have way more focus. I would get stoned and look at the time and then forget what time it is. Then I had to look at it again. I would set something down, lose it, and just forget super quickly. Short term. And I feel like long term, it will make you forget your memories of good times you had in your life. So I feel not smoking is beneficial for that memory and focus. And memory too, I feel like I cannot study something and actually truly let it stick to me. The information, like truly remember the information if I'm high while learning something new. It's way harder to learn while stoned, I think. Increase stress tolerance. Naturally coping within. So... like I said earlier, I would smoke to escape the pain instead of dropping down in meditation or finding other tools that help me relax instead of just relying on MaryJane. MaryJane is a wonderful tool. Thank you so much, Mother Mary, for being in my life. But it's time for me to move on. And, you know, there's other ways that you can feel so much love and bliss and calmness within your being. There really is. You just got to give it a try and see for yourself. I'm just speaking through my own experience. These are all my positives. So, and that makes you feel so powerful when you don't have to use a drug to calm yourself down. When you can just be with the breath or do some yoga. So that's wonderful. It'll increase your confidence for sure. Increase in emotional intelligence. So being aware when you're feeling angry or sad or depressed or anxious, instead of just, if you're always stoned, you'd be like on autopilot, like, yeah, nothing can touch me, man, like no worries. And that's great. You know, I'd rather have a bunch of stoners than a bunch of like alcoholics. They're way more chill. But long term, I feel it's really nice to know yourself without this wonderful herb. More free time for yourself. I just have more time in general to get stuff done that I've always wanted to get done. Work on my dreams instead of just talk about them and imagine them when I'm high. I actually make a lot better use of my time. And, you know, you can be high and get so much stuff done. I know I did in the past, but I don't think I would be talking to you on this YouTube channel if it wasn't for me being sober. It's just something that I was probably high, would think about, but never end up doing. So I'm happy to be here with all y'all. Thank you for listening to what I gotta say, because this is some good, juicy stuff. All right. Increase in confidence, less insecurities. All right. Well, increase in confidence, that is so true, because now I'm more confident that I have different tools to work with instead of just using marijuana as a coping mechanism for this wonderful but harsh reality sometimes. Less insecurities. Like maybe sometimes when I was stoned, I didn't want to run into certain people at the grocery store, or I don't know, I felt pretty confident when I was smoking, but like I could still be sociable. But yeah, that's just something. If it touches your heart, or if it doesn't, cool. No more fumbling your words. Sometimes when I talk to people who are high, I didn't notice it within myself, but now I start to, when I look back, is having a conversation with someone stoned, they're usually like very slower, or it's hard for them to think of the word, like, oh, what is the word I'm looking for? There's just no more of that once you start to quit smoking. Improve diet without the munchies. Yeah, so I'm a pretty healthy eater, but I wasn't really that much of a munchie, but I did have some times where I had munchies when stoned, but I usually didn't. I was pretty good with self-control and knowing when you're hungry. So this has to do with that body awareness. I didn't know when I was hungry. I would just keep eating sometimes. Increase in life results, procrastination. When I quit, there's more discipline to do things. When I was stoned, I was more relaxed and okay with not doing nothing at all. And I still practice not doing anything at all and just relaxing and just being. But I feel like when I was stoned, there was more of that than more working out my dreams. Increase creativity and ability to relax. Okay, so I thought that I needed marijuana to get in touch with my creative side. I would feel like so much, like all of a sudden spark of like, okay, I want to stretch, I want to dance, like I'm high now, like let's be in the groove. But honestly, I don't need it to drop into dancing or art or yoga. I don't want to rely on that to spark my creativity. There's ways to raise your Shakti energy, your creative power without smoking. Trust me. There's plenty of ways. And some people rely on smoking weed for their work. Maybe they're an artist and they're like, or something, you know, they're like, I need to get high first to even do my work. That's not true. You're limiting yourself. More energy waking up instead of wanting to take something repeatedly to wake me up. So I noticed that when I wake up, I can wake up earlier and not still feel tired. When I used to smoke repeatedly on the daily basis, I would be more drawn to waking up after a night of smoking and then going towards caffeine to give me energy. And that's another drug, is caffeine. We don't have to rely on caffeine to give us energy. Like, truly, your breath will give you energy if you know how to utilize it. No risk of legal problems. I was no longer like paranoid that I would get pulled over by a police in a different state and them catching me with marijuana. In the past, I've got caught with marijuana in Utah, and it was over the counter, but I had to pay like $1,000 in fines or something like that because it was illegal in that state. So no more of like worrying about getting caught. Less risk of health problems. I know that marijuana has so much benefits to your health, but it can cause some health problems like it did for me. Like, I tried to escape my own reality and it caused some mental illness and depression and like just slowing myself down, feeling more lethargic at some points because I abused it. That's the thing. I abused marijuana. That's why it didn't work out for me. So no wasting time waiting or planning how to get more. So you're going to save money and you're going to waste less time trying to get in contact with your dealer, or if you're selling marijuana, then you waste less of your time trying to meet up with this person. So it gives you more free time to do the things you actually love instead of like planning out your schedule and being like, okay, well, I'm running low, where can I get more, and like worrying about all that. So no more worries, man. Deeper relationships with everyone, more present, and this can be counterintuitive depending on the user, but I feel way more present. And I feel I can get deeper into conversations. Because when I'm stoned, I'm more likely to just like chill and not want to talk. Or like really dive deep into conversation. Sometimes, I guess it depends, but yeah, I feel when I'm sober, it gives me more of an opportunity to have more body awareness and to connect with people and have deeper, more meaningful, authentic relationships without having to be high to be around this person. Increased money. You'll save money. No paranoia. Talked about that. Increased intuition. Alignment with your spirit. So, I'm 22, and then I'm 24 right now. And after when I got back from living in Costa Rica, I went to Oregon and I started working on a hemp farm, several hemp farms, and I started to develop a really beautiful relationship with this plant and talking to it, watering it, waking up early every day and tending the garden, that it inspired me and plus the people who are around to start smoking again. This was, I don't have no mistakes. Like, I really enjoyed smoking with you guys, but I just don't think it serves me anymore. Like, the path that I'm heading on right now, like, I just feel way more clear and better without it. And I just want to be that person that doesn't have to get high to have fun, or doesn't have to let it consume my life. So it feels more in alignment with my spirit to not be high, to just be sober and enjoy the vibration of this moment. And I'm not going to say that I'm never going to smoke again, but I really don't want to. I really don't plan on ever smoking marijuana again. But I don't want to limit myself and say, I am sober, I am celibate, I am this. I see sober and celibacy amazing things in this life. But I'm just saying that I want to quit smoking marijuana. And I have, and I feel totally great without it. So, going on, my intuition told me, I was in meditation, I was like, Spirit, what do I need in order to, like, really step into my most compassionate, authentic self? Like, show me what I need to do. What's the next step? And I got the code, just let go of marijuana. Let her go. So I took what I had and I buried it inside of the earth. And this is very healing to me because I had an attachment with it. I enjoyed getting high, that feeling. But there's other ways to get high that are even better, but it takes a little bit more work. It's not just like taking a pill or taking a hit. It's like you are really diving deep into yourself and learning all different aspects. So I definitely recommend it. Next one is you feel happier and healthier. No more red eyes. No more bad breath. And you get whiter teeth, honestly. Usually I can tell when people smoke because they have like that little layer of yellow over. And I started seeing it too when I was smoking on the daily basis. But it will go away if you quit smoking. If that means anything to you, white teeth. Red eyes. I would be high and like enjoying life, you know, but then someone would come up to me, are you okay? Yeah. Because it looks like you just got done crying. And it's like, no, I'm just, you know, smoking or stoned. So it's like, there's no more weirdness with that. It's just no more red eyes. No autopilot living. You have a deeper connection with your spirit and what it truly wants. You're not escaping reality. You're not escaping the world and using this as a coping mechanism. That is big for me. That gave me my power back. Is realizing, that was part of my awakening, is realizing how I was abusing it so much to escape. But, woo, natural highs increase. That's another positive. No need for sunglasses. You have less sensitive eyes. They resist the sun naturally, just like in nature. So your eyes are naturally meant to not have to use sunglasses. There's no animals in nature that need sunglasses. You will be able to see better. Because I noticed when I would smoke, sometimes my vision would get blurry, like cloudy, and my mind would get cloudy too. We don't even need sunglasses. But yeah, we're extra sensitive when we're high. And yeah, just no more sunglasses. Less likely to have people taking advantage of you or talk you into something. When you're high, I feel like you're more vulnerable, which can be a healing thing too. But when you're high, I feel like you don't care as much. You're like, yeah, no worries. And it's easier to be talked into something when you're on that vibration. Every plant, every food you eat, every person you meet, it has a certain frequency. So just be aware of what you're taking in. There is a higher frequency than MaryJane, just so you know. And it's wonderful. It really is. That's why I'm making this video and studying breath work and yoga and meditation, because it's an amazing high, amazing connection with God. Whatever that means to you, you will feel it, you will smell it, breathe it, embody it, and be it. And it'll carry you on, get you through anything that you're working through with life. But we have to go and dive deep into ourselves and let go of some habits. Maybe take a break from food or from smoking and see who we are without it. Maybe we need a break from sex and see who we are without it. That's why I want to talk about celibacy. But anyways, going on. No more hiding and caring what people think. Okay? Maybe this doesn't apply to you, but I hid myself from children because I didn't want to see little kids see me smoking weed. And why would we smoke weed by ourselves and go in a different area and hide from people or people that care about us? Why do we need to hide if we're so proud, if we think that marijuana is so good for us, if it's such a great tool? Then wouldn't we just smoke it in front of our children? Wouldn't we smoke it in front of our parents? Just meditate on this and think, like, why are you using marijuana? Are you escaping from something? Is there something you don't want to face? Are you afraid of judgment? In order to truly be free, we don't care what people think about us because we know who we are, family. We know who we are. Okay? Serotonin levels return to normal. So your happiness levels, which serotonin is a happiness hormone, so that just returns to balance. It's not constantly up, down, because, okay, I'm high, the high's wearing off, oh no, I'm facing my bull crap again, I'm facing my darkness, okay, I don't really want to dive deep into that, so I'll get high again, and then, oh boy. So, no more of that. I'm not saying no more in general, but once you have a solid practice of meditation, or your sadhana, however you connect with yourself in a sober way, you'll get what I mean. It's just like total less of that. Increase in happiness, passion, and purpose. So with less distractions, you become more aware of what you want to do in this world and how you want to serve. We can't rely on tangible things to keep us happy. So we can't rely on marijuana to always make us happy. Like, to always depend on her. She is a beautiful tool. But if we abuse her, we could get ourselves into some serious trouble. Less forgetful, more reliable. Maybe this applies to you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you're an awesome worker when you're high, like I was. I was a waitress, and I thought I was doing good. I got good tips, but I hated my job so much. Well, that's like kind of not true, but kind of true. Like, I'm not meant to be a waitress, but I was really good at it. And mostly I was stoned. I was really high, and I was talking to people and taking their orders, but that's how you know, like, stop smoking weed, it might change your life. You might be surprised. You might let go of some friends that aren't serving you. You might let go of a partner. You might let go of a job that's just not totally in alignment with your highest self. So when I quit smoking weed, or when I had that awakening and I realized, wow, I hate my job so much that I have to get so high to just be happy to go there and talk with these people. who are not the most authentic. Like, that's a sign. Okay, improve sense of smell. My smelling got better, which is strange. But I also notice another thing that keeps me off of marijuana is eating raw fruits and vegetables. Eating raw fruits and vegetables increased my vision and my sense of smell, and even the smell of my body odor is pretty nice now. Alright, no more making excuses because you would rather be alone high. This was for me, like, I would hide out. I would make excuses and be like, oh, I can't make it, you know, because I'm comfortable being high. Like, you reach this comfortability sometimes in life where you don't want to change, but we're not going to really grow unless we get past those comfort zones. So I encourage you to step up, step into that uncomfortability. Go for it. Sometimes those things that scare you the most are such a beautiful confidence booster and teaches you so much and are like the most potent times in your life. So go for it. Give it a try. More vivid dreams. Oh my gosh. Like I said, I smoked every single day. And it wasn't until I was 21 years old, before the spiritual awakening, where I totally quit cold turkey. And overnight, I decided, 21 years old, I want to go to yoga teacher training. And when I was in Costa Rica, I wasn't able to bring marijuana on the airplane. I wasn't smoking at all. And that's when I really felt a difference within my being, my aura, my energetic field. Where, whoa, like this meditation and yoga and my focus levels, this is really working. I was losing weight. I was feeling so strong in my body. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. And I just kept having dreams. And I feel like dreams are powerful. And we're meant to have dreams for a reason, because they help us know what we're working through in this reality. Dreams is your spirit self trying to communicate with you. And also, you know, that's the thing I noticed the most, like having amazing, vivid dreams, and my psychic abilities actually increase, like being able to like be here now and then just blink my eyes and just see a vivid, colorful vision and, you know, open my eyes and just be blown away by the beauty I saw. Like, I started realizing different powers because the marijuana wasn't taking over, and I'm just so amazed at all the superpowers that we have as human beings, and there's so much more than just getting stoned. I really hope that this video can benefit you in any way. Subscribe to my channel if you want more videos. Leave a comment if you have any questions. You can share this to a friend if you think it'd be beneficial for them. I think I may have covered everything, but I just really wish you the best. Because you deserve to have that clarity, that guidance. You deserve to feel happy without having to keep consuming things. You have energy waiting to be tapped into. Kundalini energy at the base of your spine. It's being stored there. And once it rises up, you're gonna have just so much more inspiration, and you're gonna feel brighter, happier, healthier, just more inspired to live your dreams and know that it's possible. You're going to see your dreams unfolding itself right before your eyes. So I'm really happy that I am not smoking marijuana. I'm really happy about that. And I'm still healing from it too, you know? Not to say that I have it all figured out, but it's been an eye-opener. And I wish you the best, and I support you in whatever decision you make. But don't let it consume you. Don't be a slave to your habits. Know that there's more than you see. And when you start shedding away these habits, these addictions, you will be rewarded with these natural highs, natural bliss, euphoria, and vibration flowing through your body. Your lungs are important. Your life is important. Namaste.